All right. The name is Dale, doing the album review for the new Ransom and Streetz Coup. This album review is done on behalf of Audio Liquor Magazine. All right. Ransom has been on the underground scene since like 2006 or 7. I have to admit, I was familiar with the name, but not familiar with his music at all until recently, when the whole Lupe fiasco and Royce da 5'9" beef kicked off earlier this year, or maybe in the spring or beginning of summer, whenever that happened this year. I think it was in the springtime, if I'm not mistaken. When they had their beef going, that's when I started to hear his name, because somehow, some way, Mickey Fax, RJ Payne, I think that's his name, and Ransom name got thrown in the mix somehow, some way, and then Mickey Fax came out with a song, I think, dissing Royce da 5'9", and then he had another track, I don't know if it was the same track or not, where he was imitating, like impersonating Ransom, but not in a disrespectful way, from my understanding. And that's when he came to the forefront. I heard his name for a long time, but never listened to none of his music, and that's when he got on my radar. And then for Streetz, he's basically a new artist who came on the scene like in 2018, but he didn't come on my radar. I heard nothing about him until earlier this year, 2021, when he was featured on Conway the Machine's album in the beginning of the year. That's when I heard him, and I was like, oh, I was impressed with his features on his joint. I was like, all right, dude, nice. So they came together and put this album together, Coup. And I'm not going to go into detail with the songs. I'm just going to throw out some titles of some songs that were nice, like highlights of the album. You got No Remorse, which starts off the album. You got Rooftop Sermons. You got Claudine featuring Shay Noir. She's nice as shit. Y'all need to check her shit out if you haven't already. Got another track called Pray for the Weak featuring The Game. That was a surprise feature. Didn't expect to hear Game on this album. Nice song. Then you got another track called Jet Fuel. Another track called Silent Murderers. Another track called Dog Love. Another track called Death Becomes Life. It's like 13 tracks total. It was only 2 songs that I couldn't get into, but they weren't bad. They just was okay. But everything else was on point. The production is done by a bunch of different producers that I've never heard before. The sound is dark. The sound reminds me of 90s Mobb Deep production without being heavy on drums. This production on this album in particular is kind of light on drums at times. Sometimes it doesn't even have drums, but even those songs work. And Ransom and Streetz are like the yin and yang as far as vocal tone go. Ransom has a deep voice, whereas Streetz has a higher voice. Not to the level of West Side Gun, but their voices are very different. Their tone reflection and how they sound are very different as far as vocal tones go. But both can spit, especially Ransom. I did not know he was this nice. He be saying some shit. He shined on just about every song. Streetz did his thing, but Ransom was on another level to me. He made me want to go back and listen to his past projects, his solo projects. The rhymes are on some street shit, but they street shit with lyricism to them. You got hood tales, you got drug shit, you got gun talk, all that good shit. But they got lyrics to them. They got lines, they got punchlines. Ransom changes up his flow at times, and he does a good job of doing that. Overall, this is a very, very solid album. I give it a strong B. I highly recommend it. So get that if you don't have it. And I gotta do a shameless plug. I have an album out with my folks Ali the Terror. We go as Ali and the Ugly Professor. I am the Ugly Professor. He is Ali the Terror. He's the MC, lyricism / producer. I am just a humble producer. And we have this album called Run the Gamut. It hits on a range of different subjects: religion, medicine, racism, sex, religion, storytelling, battle rap. It runs the gamut. Production is, you can label this soulful, intelligent, hardcore, ugly face music. Is on all music platforms. Get that. I'm done, I'm out, and there you have it.